Hello and welcome to the Z Hut. Today I'm going to show you how if you've got a snowblower, a lawnmower, generator, even weed whips, a lot of different little gasoline engines. If the recoil spring breaks and you need to start it right now and not wait to go get the part and put it in, you just need to use it right now. I'm going to show you how you can still start that item. Now this will not work if the recoil rope breaks. This is if the recoil string breaks. As you can see here, I've got my snowblower and it has happened to this. The recoil rope is still here, but the spring has broke. And I've already taken it apart to make sure it actually is broke. It didn't just come unhooked or anything. I can't put it back on, and one of these days I'll get around to getting a new spring for it, but I actually don't use the snowblower very often at all. Last winter I think I used it twice. The year before that maybe 3 times. If I get anything less than a foot of snow, I usually shovel it by hand because my driveway isn't really that big. It's just when I get a lot of snow or real heavy snow. It's the only time I fire this old snowblower up. And yeah, she is quite old. But to start with, I'm going to show you on here how to do it on the snowblower. Then I'm also going to grab a push mower. Now the push mower isn't broken, but I will be able to show you on there regardless on how to do this. And this same principle, like I said, it'll work with generators, weed whips, leaf blowers, pretty much anything that has a pull start on it. I mean, heck, even the snowmobile, if your pull start, the spring breaks. I'm not sure about the new snowmobiles if they have pull starts on them still, but the older ones, back when I was a kid, we didn't have electric start. We had to pull start the suckers, and that could be fun in the winter. All right, I'm going to grab the camera and move it in here quick so you can see a little easier, but the only tool you're going to need is just a standard screwdriver, and something with a little length helps. Doesn't quite have to be this long, but that's the only thing you're going to need is a screwdriver. So all right, let me move the camera in and I'll show you here on the snowblower how to do this, and then I'll bring out my lawnmower and I'll show you on there, and if we get time maybe I'll grab my weed whip and I'll show you how to do it on that as well. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, I got the camera moved in closer so now you can see the recoil here a little easier. So, like I said, you need a screwdriver, and I got this nice long one, but I also went to the toolbox while I was setting up and I got a short one too, so I can show you it will work. It's just a longer screwdriver, it does make it a little easier. So I'll go ahead and use the short one first. But what you do is you go back behind here and you can push on that wheel in there that the rope winds around, and as you can see, the recoil is winding in. I'm going to grab the longer one because it lets you get a little longer of a pull each time. It's easier to get in there, and it just speeds things up. Almost got her rewound. Now, if the machine you're trying to do this on takes like 20 pulls to start, well, maybe then you're going to want to just go buy a recoil spring or the whole recoil. But like I said, this old faithful snowblower usually starts on the second pull, and I don't use it very often, but I keep her maintained pretty good. But if you're in a bind, like you shut your mower off or your generator to fuel it up, and you're out ice fishing, go to try to start it, pull your recoil, and the spring breaks. Well, the motor's still going to be warm, so most likely you can jam it in by using a screwdriver like that and be able to still start it. As you can see, now that I have it in, I can pull it. I'm not going to pull it hard enough to start it, but and then if it don't start, now it's going to take you about 20-30 seconds each time you have to rewind it in. So If this only like 2 or 3 times has not ever started on the second pull, usually it's the third pull. I've had, when it was like extremely cold out, I had to give a little shot of ether into the carburetor. I try to stay away from that, but if you are doing this and you're trying to cold start it, maybe a little shot of ether, if nothing else, a little spray bottle with a spray of gas down the carb if you don't have a primer. But all right, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the snowblower out of the way here, and I'm gonna grab a push mower, and that's just a little slightly different than this style. It's just slightly different, and it's pretty much between these two that I'm gonna show you. It's gonna cover pretty much any engine with a recoil, except maybe snowmobiles. That, well, you'll have to look at. I'm imagining, if I remember right, they are kind of similar to this. But all right, well, let me grab the push mower, and I'll catch you back here in just a moment. All right, I got my push mower here. This is just an old beater. I really don't use this very often because I've got a really nice riding lawnmower. I usually only use this to mow around my mailbox and underneath my sunshade I built. And you can check that video out, how to use an old satellite dish to make a sun umbrella. And I'm talking one of those big 10-foot old satellite dishes. Works awesome. Check that video out. But now this lawnmower originally had a shroud that went over the top. But like I was just saying, I hardly use it, and it was glued on because it had been busted and hit. And I got this mower used, and it had it on there, and it was taped on. I just took it off, threw it away. You don't need it. I'm hardly using it. I actually don't even really use the self-propelled on it. It is a self-propelled mower, but I don't use it. But this is the easiest if your recoil spring breaks, and I'm going to pull back on the line a little bit. All right, now you look in here. Oh, and now a little disclaimer. Try this at your own risk, because if you do it wrong, you can pinch your finger, actually do it even a little worse. So any of these tips I'm showing you here, please try at your own risk. But if you're careful and you're smart and, well, of course you're not drunk, you'll probably be okay. Otherwise, like I said, try them at your own risk. As you can see, I got it pulled out. Now imagine we just got there, the lawnmower didn't start, and the recoil spring broke. And you want to start this. This is the easiest one. You don't need a screwdriver or anything. You can just stick your finger in there, and there's fins. And just, as you can see, I'm pulling the wire, or actually, excuse me, the rope in. Now be careful. If you are on a compression stroke and you went to push the other way, and we'll take a moment here, there it catches and you go, and it hits that compression stroke, it turns a little bit, you had your finger in there, you know, it's going to hurt like hell at the minimum, and there's a slight chance it can get chopped off. That's why I'm saying try this one at your own risk. But this one actually will work on a lot of the items. Your push mowers, most of them will have fins like this. If they're slightly different, maybe it's rised a little, then you might still need a screwdriver, and then you just get in there and wind it. And it's going to be a weed whip, a weed trimmer. It's going to be pretty much the same as this. The only one that I can think of that you might have a little problem with trying this trick is a chainsaw. If you use a really small screwdriver, yeah, you get in there. But another thing is, then what are you going to do with the rope when it's hanging out? With the lawnmower or snowblower, you can just tie it around the handle or something. With a chainsaw, well, then you're going to have to like hold on to it or something, and imagine all of a sudden something grabs and like that, and you're holding on to it. Ew, that's going to hurt. Well, that's what I was saying. Be careful. Try this at your own risk. But, yeah, I would not recommend chainsaws. That is, out of pretty much everything I can think of, that is one that I would say don't do. But if you're mowing your lawn and the spring breaks and you just need to absolutely finish up, this works great. Same thing if you're snow blowing your driveway, the spring breaks, you're just fueled up, you need to get her cleared so you can get to work, this works. You're out ice fishing, and that's where I'm betting a lot of people use this trick for, is ice fishing. If your generator, because every once in a while you're going to have to shut it down and refuel it, because it is a bad idea to refuel your generator while it's running, and you go and pull it and the spring breaks. Well, there ain't a parts store on ice, so what do? The trick I just showed you. You'll be good enough to finish your ice fishing trip. Don't have to cut it short. Then you can get your generator fixed and be good to go the next time. All right, well, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us here at the Z Hut today. Please give me a thumbs up if you found this information useful. Have a great day, and, well, have fun mowing, snow blowing, or ice fishing. Hope to catch you here again.